Why, hello there. Today we are going to talk about my past, present, and future of books. So currently what I'm reading is Saturnalia by Stephanie Feldman. There's a sticker on there. Yep, it's a 14-day library book. I started reading it and then it kept me up till like 4 in the morning the other night. It takes place in Philadelphia and it's about secret societies and alchemy and weird occult stuff, and it takes place on the day of Saturnalia, and it is the celebration of the god Saturn, and Saturn was like the ancient god of agriculture, plenty and wealth, disillusion and decay, and he also ate his children so that he could rule forever. So Saturnalia, they get all drunk and they do stupid things, and there's all these weird ritual things, and it follows the story of this character Nina. She used to be part of the Saturn house, which is one of the secret societies, but something happened where she ends up leaving, and there's some like effed up stuff that happens there that just is not copacetic, is not cool, with people who disappeared or possibly died or whatever had happened. She has still like kept in contact with one of the guys who's in the society, and he's like, hey, I have this easy job for you. Just want you to go get this box that is in this room. Here's the key. It'll be during Saturnalia. I want you to go to Saturn house. Party will be going on. You won't be super noticeable and whatnot. And at first Nina's like, no. But she has no money currently and is on the verge of losing her apartment. This guy Max is like, I'll give you a bunch of money to do this. And so she's like, all right, I'll go do it. Getting this box turns out to be a huge ordeal, and it's super effed up, and I love it. I probably only have like 50 pages left in it. And then I picked up a couple more nonfiction books for Nonfiction November. I like strange, weird books, and I don't know how strange or weird these are, but one of them by an author that I had read not too long ago who wrote a book called The Hidden Life of Trees, about how trees communicate with each other through the root system and with fungi and whatnot. It is called Forest Walking: Discovering the Trees and Woodlands of North America by Peter Woolibin and Jane Billinghurst. On top of weird things, I also like nature, so I thought this one might be cool. Forest walking teaches you how to decode nature's signs and dive deeply into the ecosystem around you. What you can learn by following the spread of a root, by tasting the tip of a branch, and by searching out that bitter almond smell. What creatures can be found in a stream if you turn over a rock, and what is the best way to cross a forest stream? How can you understand a forest history by the feel of the path underfoot, the scars on the trees along the trail, or the play of the sunlight through the branches? Forest Walking shares observations from across North America to enrich your next forest adventure. And I thought that sounded pretty cool. I always liked, what's that guy too who wrote like Walk in the Woods? Bill Bryson. He always had like a bunch of nature interesting books that I was into. I found another one that was kind of in that vein, and it's called How Light Makes Life: The Hidden Wonders and World-Saving Powers of Photosynthesis. Want to save the world? Listen to the plants. It's a clunky word for a miracle, photosynthesis, but there's no life on Earth without it. For biologist Raphael Jovine, it's a consuming passion, a great unsung force of nature. He makes his case in How Light Makes Life, a catalog of living wonders and a blueprint for a better planet. Imagine harvesting pure sunlight to use as fuel, while turning carbon dioxide into breathable oxygen. This is what a leaf does every day. And photosynthesis isn't just for plants. Corals partner with photosynthetic organisms to create the most productive habitat on Earth. Slugs eat chloroplast as natural green camouflage, and hornets use photosynthesis as an innovative means of air conditioning, and much more. The revelatory vision of how light makes life is how we ourselves might harness the power of photosynthesis to repair ecosystems, stabilize the climate, and grow food more sustainably. On this vivid journey, you'll see how every seed contains the key to our future through the photosynthetic pigments in your own eyes. So I thought that sounded cool too. I have always liked reading books about gardening and nature and stuff of that sort, so this is also all in my wheelhouse. I'm a little bit horror, a little bit hippie. Also, I just received 2 other ARCs. One is called Autumn Gothic by Brian Brian Boyer. That one I'm probably not going to get to till like mid-November. Storytime with Sin. San Francisco, Sierra falls in love with her favorite author. After learning that Vivian Kane grew up in a haunted house, she persuades Vivian to take her to the mansion in West Virginia, where they encounter a savage entity known as the Sorceress of Night. In Los Angeles, Delilah, a celebrated musician, kills humans as sacrifices to the ancient gods of death. When Mark, her guitar player, discovers her evil ways, she gives him two choices: leave California or become her next victim. Well, it's time to leave California early in the morning. Let's get out of here today. Don't want to die. I don't know why I decided to sing that. He flees, and then Delilah changes her mind, killing people across America while pursuing him as he travels east. After she tracks him to a mansion in the mountains of West Virginia, monsters both human and inhuman collide on Halloween night. And Brian, I met through Twitter and social media. I don't remember which one it was first. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, one of them. I read the synopsis for the book and looked at his books, and I was like, this sounds right in my wheelhouse, and it sounds pretty awesome. So, Autumn Gothic, excited to check it out. So I got an arc for Rootwork, which is in the Conjure series, and this is book 1. It is set in a small parish in Louisiana in 1889. Rootwork follows sisters Betty, Ann, and Pee-wee. When school lets out for the summer, the girls head off to stay with their hoodoo practicing aunt Theodora, an empowered woman equally feared and revered by the local townspeople. They learn how to make hot foot powder and the secrets of a good black cat bone. Need to get back at an enemy? A little goofer dust will help with that. The girls delight in their new hoodoo adventure until a tragic event strikes, involving the malicious town sheriff, transforming not only their lives, but also the sisters themselves. A story of love, folk magic, redemption, and independence. Rootwork explores the strength of family and the darker side of the heart. So I also love books that have magic and witchy vibes to them, and this is also something that sounded really cool. So I'm super excited to read this one too. So many good books. Can't handle it. I mean, I can, but you get to the point you're like, what do I read first? What do I read first? I don't know. I literally sometimes will sit down and I'll be like, okay, I write it down on paper. I'm like, I'm gonna read this, and this to like kind of map out what I'm doing. I have to at this point in time. If you like videos where I talk about multiple things that I'm reading, going on in my life, the next video coming up will also be another book about multiple things that I have read. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, boop that like button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.